What's up, Boulder, Colorado?
I want to keep on going. I want to keep on moving. I want to keep on progressing. I want to keep on going forward. That's how I'm built to go forward. That's how man and woman is built to go forward. And
Today, we've got several great news stories for you, so let's get started. Our main story today is about Coach Prime landing an epic player who happens to be the son of an absolute legend. We're also going to talk about Sheduer Sanders making the biggest announcement of the year and a couple other great stories. So grab you some waffles, sit back, and get ready because this is the prime time for college football. Our first story today, we're going to talk about Coach Prime landing a major upgrade at linebacker. For those who may have missed it, linebacker Gage Goldberg committed to the Buffs. Now, Gage is the son of WWE legend Bill Goldberg, or you may just know him as Goldberg. Now, Deion Sanders and Bill Goldberg were Atlanta Falcons teammates in 1992. His son is a 6 foot, 205-pound middle linebacker from Bjorn Champion. That's out of Texas, and that's the 7th addition to Colorado's 2024 recruiting class. He is another two-sport athlete playing both football and baseball. Goldberg was a beast during his senior year with 154 total tackles, 7.5 for loss, 8 hurries, 4 forced fumbles, and 1 sack. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about what an addition to the linebacker room could mean for the Buffs, but outside of the here and now, this is really cool. As most of you probably grew up around the same time as I did, or maybe just before, you grew up watching Goldberg. He was one of those guys in the late 90s. He was certainly up there with Austin 316. You remember Stone Cold Steve Austin. You remember The Rock. You remember some of the big names. Everyone knew of Goldberg. And he was a massive talent. He was a ton of fun. And isn't it something that Coach Prime continues to attract celebrity-type personalities toward himself? Now, all credit to Goldberg aside, I'm excited for his son too, Gage. And we'll spend a couple minutes talking about him and not just his old man. I'm sure everywhere Sheduer goes, everywhere Shiloh goes, everywhere Gage goes, people just talk about their dads, and for good reason. Their dads are legends. But we've talked about what Colorado needs to do on the defensive side of the ball. And adding to that linebacker room is a big deal. We talked a little bit about DJ Lundy and him choosing Colorado and then ending back up at Florida State after withdrawing from the transfer portal. The linebacker room is certainly a room that Colorado needs to continue to improve. And they've done that here, picking up the son of an absolute legend. He's got good size, 6 foot, 205 pounds, somebody who can get into the strength and conditioning program there in Colorado's program and put on a little bit of more muscle, develop into his frame a little bit more. Was a really productive player for his high school, really hard hitter. He moves very well. It's going to take him a little time to acclimate to Big 12 football. I almost have to catch myself each time that I say that, but he is certainly a kid that can get it done. I like this pickup. I like that it brings back the memories of Goldberg as well. If you had a favorite wrestler in the 80s, 90s, whenever, go do me a favor. Hit the comments right now and let me know who your favorite wrestler was. I love getting to know you guys better. I love hearing you guys' stories. I love learning more about the things that make you guys go. Listen, I sent out all the links to anyone who commented more wanting to get into our Discord. If you need more information on that, the link is in the description. Next, let's talk about Colorado quarterback Sheduer Sanders making a massive new announcement. Now, we had told you guys that this was coming, but recently Sheduer Sanders announced that he would be returning to the Buffaloes for the 2024 season. Now, this is maybe a new announcement for college football. This is certainly not a new announcement if you follow this channel or if you just listen to the words that Coach Prime says. If you follow us, this is not news for you at all. We already told you that he would be returning, but it is nice to finally hear it from his own mouth. It was nice to formally hear the announcement. There was always a chance an NFL player could tell him that they were going to guarantee that he would be taken here or there. An NFL team could tell him, hey, we guarantee that we're going to take you here or there. And maybe that would have swayed his decision. But I believe the fact that he can come back and improve his draft stock with one more year at Colorado and then maybe even be that first overall pick that we have talked about a couple of times here on the channel is a big deal for him. I also think finishing the mission, finishing what he and his dad and Travis Hunter sought out to do, and that was to compete at the very highest level in Boulder. I think that means a lot to him too. I think being around his dad, helping the players that came to Boulder with him is a big deal to him. And I'm glad that he's going to be back for one more year. We all know that this is going to be a crazy fun ride, and we're really excited that Sheduer is going to be leading the team this upcoming season. We knew it was a case. No one was surprised. Hopefully you weren't surprised out there when he said it. But man, it is nice to hear, and it is nice for it to be official. If you're happy that Sheduer is coming back, vote yes or agree with us by hitting that thumbs up button below. I want this to be the most thumbs up video that we ever had. We don't get paid on thumbs up. Nothing happens. Just let us know that you're happy about Sheduer Sanders coming back this year. Lastly, let's talk about Colorado landing a new pass rushing edge. Now, recently, Colorado added Nikhil Webb-Walker to the 2024 transfer class. The former New Mexico State linebacker racked up 24 tackles, 5.5 were for a loss, and 3 sacks last season. Now, Webb-Walker is a 6'6", hear that, good size, 240-pound kid who uses length to his advantage and can work towards either side of the field. Kind of one of those hybrid guys who can line up at defensive end, can also line up at outside linebacker. That edge position in today's college football has certainly morphed, and you have guys that are listed as outside linebackers or slash edge position guys. He could certainly fill the role either way there. With, again, losing Lundy and him going back to Florida State, this is a big pickup. Helps your linebacker room some, helps your edge room some, based on the kind of defense that we'll see run out there by Colorado this year. Would not be surprised with seeing him stand up or have his hand in the dirt. A kid who has really good size, could certainly put on a little bit more weight, I think. I don't know what his ideal playing weight is. I don't know if he can get up to that 250 range or not, but moves very, very well. I'm excited to see what he can do for the Buffs this year as the focus continues to be on defense. I think we all feel pretty confident that if the offense can stay healthy, we've improved the offensive line, we know we'll get pretty good play on that side of the ball. What can the defense look like? That's our biggest question, and that's what we want to see with this team going forward. Hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in. A little bit different video today. We talked about some big pickups for the Buffs. We talked about the biggest one maybe being Sheduer coming back. We talked a little wrestling in there too. I never thought we'd throw that into a Coach Prime channel, but I appreciate you guys for being part of the journey, part of the channel with us. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys have a great week. We'll talk to you soon, and thank you for watching the Prime Time for college football.